Gamemaker RPG tutorial. So I want you to know that this tutorial requires some knowing of the Gamemaker engine. You're going to know open stuff and all these files here. If you don't get these files, try like loading the game again, or like deleting the game and making it again, and you should get all these files. Anyways, so you want to start with the sprites. You can make your own sprite because it's not going to be too much of a hard sprite. I'm just going to put a green, and then it's going to be less effort than putting the tutorial logo. And then you go in the room, and you double tap this. First we want to name the sprite by pressing F. You press on the sprite, press F2, then you name the sprite. I'm going to name it SPR grass for now. And then we click background, we assign the sprite, or you can just drag the sprite there, it's the same thing. And we press these both, which will basically clone the sprite, and then if you press F5, it should just load all of these, because this is the screen right now. Now you want to make the actual player now. Shouldn't be too hard. What we're going to do is just make a blank white box. Oh yeah, and for all of these sprites, I want you to take the collision mask. Oh no, not collision mask. Put this over here and put it in the middle center, the center. So if you're rotating a sprite for any reason, it's not going to rotate over here, which is gonna get weird. Do that for all the sprites over here except for this one, because this is just the background. We don't have to do anything with this. Take the sprite, name it SPR player, then create the actual object of the sprite. Press create, press object, then we name it OBJ player. You select the sprite by pressing sprites, go to player, and then, or you can just drag it in. As I said, does the same thing. Then we just have to go to room 1, or you can just double tap the room. Then you take the object, you drag it in. If this gets immediately put in a layer, this is the layer we're going to be using. You can create new layers, but it's generally good practice to all sort them out instead of just putting random layers, which is what I do. So yeah, we just have this player now. Now this player isn't going to move because you haven't assigned any script. So you go to the workspace by pressing one of these over here. Then we press step. Step basically means it's going to happen every frame, every second or something. No, like half a second. I don't know what step is. Anyways, we zoom in here now. You delete this stuff. It's not important, but I just generally just like to keep it there. It doesn't ruin anything. Basically, if this happens, well, think of Gamemaker as your coding as if this event happens, then do that. That's what we're basically doing most of the time. But if, we're not using the if statement every time that we put if. Then we put keyboard check. It's gonna check. We get the button. If keyboard check, the left button, the left arrow key, not WASD, or WASD. Do WASD, do ORD, then you do W. Now, then we press this little curly bracket over here. Now, whatever we put here, it's going to happen when we press left. Now, we're going to be using a function called motion set or motion add. Motion set I like it a bit more, but they're basically the same thing, just that a motion add adds motion every time. You can create a limit for how fast you can go, but I just like using motion set in this other technique. You motion set, basically which direction you want to go. There's 0, 90, 180, and minus 90. I don't know what the other one is. Then we put motion set, so we're going to be doing it. If we press left, we're going to go 180 degrees. And then we're going to choose the speed of it. we're going to choose third speed. Now if we press F5 to play the game, then we press left. As you can see, your character is turning left. Now we basically do the same thing for the other one. We copy it, then we change this to right. Then basically right is just 0. So, and the same thing for down. This is top-down RPG. I don't think there are many RPGs that are not top-down. So we put down, which is -90. Then we put up, which is basically just 90. Now we have this. Now, you may realize as you press, he keeps continually moving because this motion set. It's adding motion every second or frame. If we want to change that, we have to change all of these to else's. This is not the most best way, but it's the way I like to choose. Now we do. So if this basically means if left isn't being pressed, then we check if right's being pressed. If right's not being pressed, we check if down's being pressed. If down's not being pressed, then we check if up is pressed. If nothing is being pressed, then we use our curly brackets. Then we do motion. Oh wait, no, we don't do that. We do speed equals 0. That should work. Yep, there. As you can see, he moves, and now he continues this direction. And yeah, you can't go in diagonal, but we'll cover that in our next tutorial. Now we have our own moving character. And now we go to room 1, and then we can design our sprite for the enemy. Nothing too fancy, just a red cube. Name it SPR enemy. Color this a red cube. And then after that, we just do the same thing. We create it as an object. We create an object if you didn't know. I don't know if it's showing, but OBG. You right-click the object and then press create, and then choose the object to make an object. Same thing with sprite, but you're choosing sprite instead of object. Now we assign the enemy to the object. Now, to make it move, we can have two things. Make it move around the screen, and then when it gets out of the screen, it goes to the right side, or just move continuously left and right, left and right. Well, we're going to be doing the first option, but we're going to do the second option in the next tutorial. But you can choose any option. We're going to be using this option though. It's the easiest. We basically just add some motion set every second with the step function. Pressing add event and the step. We do motion, and then we can put anything. Let's do 180. So it's going to be going left. Now we're going to add motion by 2, not too fast for the player. Now, you might be asking, how do we get this enemy to wrap around the screen? Well, to get the enemy to wrap around the screen, what we need to do is we need to take the enemy and use a function, handy function, called move wrap. Basically, we can tell if we want to wrap around the screen up and left. We'll just do for both of these. If for some reason the enemy goes up, then we basically put how far the enemy should go. It doesn't just teleport to the other side. We'll find its width by putting sprite width. Sprite is basically the picture of the enemy divided by 2. You put in the room, put the enemy, the object. Remember, do not put the sprite, as the sprite's not going to do anything. Now, if we play the game, the enemy is moving. Let's check it. The enemy's moving, and then if it goes on the other side, it should wrap around the screen. There. So now we have a continuous enemy. If we want to kill ourselves, we basically do go to the player by double-clicking it, press add event, and then press collision. It's pretty self-explanatory, this is collision. There's also another way to do it in step function, but we're going to be using this. Now, if it's collisioned, we just do room restart. So basically, if we touch each other, we restart the room. Now, if I touch him, it restarts. If it's not restarted for you, make sure you didn't turn on persistent, as persistent means basically the enemy's going to change position, but you won't, because that means that see, look, I can just do this. Basically, it means that instances of this object will persist between rooms. So even if we reset, it's not going to reset itself. It's only going to reset the enemy. So turn that off. But that is the first part of the RPG tutorial. Leave a like if you liked it, and tell me if you thought of anything else that could be helpful to this tutorial.